why no one cares about you or your outreach DMs. In this video, that's what I'm going to be walking you through. I'm going to be walking you through how to do outreach, why most people suck at outreach. I get so many shitty outreach messages. You can scroll my Twitter profile. I got them posted all in there. Every time I get a bad message, not every time, probably 1 out of every 5 times actually, I go out there and post on Twitter. Also, if you hear grunting in the background, no, there's not somebody fucking. There's people out in my garage. My business partner is out there sparring. So if you hear grunting, that's why. Let's get right into it. All right, profile optimization, step 1. You got to have an optimized profile. Nobody's responding to anything that's not optimized. People don't like stupid people. So they want you to show that you are a real human. Very, very important. If you don't have an optimized profile, your chance of booking meetings goes down dramatically. 5 things you need out of your profile, right? Clean profile pictures. So you need to have clean profile pictures and a clean banner. They should both look fire. These both look fire. These are both this is my Twitter for my profile picture and my banner. In addition, we need our point the other way. I help statement. So I help people add, I help target market add certain number of revenue in certain time period without pain point. So that's how I typically structure my help statements. Obviously in this case, it's a little bit different, but change it up. Don't be goofy. Don't be wacky. Speaking of goofy and wacky, most of y'all have some wacky names. If your name is, LaShonda and nobody knows how to pronounce that, nobody knows what that means, or if your name's, some weird name that's, Indian, African, wherever it is, I don't really care. If your name is not an English name, a simple English name, you might want to consider going by another name, right? If I get somebody whose name is more than, 20 digits like I have in the past, I'm not going to respond to you. Like, that's just the truth. So you may want to go by an English name. You may want to go by an alias. I guess that's how you say it. Alias. Yeah, I'm stupid. You might want to go by an alias. No goofy names. Just put your real name in there. Also, Twitter Blue, Meta Verified. Get that stuff. Like, don't cheap out on this. This is going to be your main booking call system. So don't cheap out on that. No zany shit. None of this. Yup. Nope, don't do any of this. This is just dumb. You're not Charlie DeMaio. You gotta, not do the dances. If you're trying to book calls and you're dancing, people are not going to book calls with you. Also, fill your grid. If you don't have a filled grid, if you don't have posts all on your grid, you need to fill your grid. You need to get at least 9 posts. This is the bare minimum. Make it look nice too. Like you can see my grid is fairly aesthetic. I have good quality photos up here. And all of these, the only reels that are in here are reels that have good high quality photos that make the grid look good. So in this case, picture of me golfing. Obviously this is a reel. Here's one with Andy Elliott. The reason I left this one up there is because he's a celebrity. Same here, Brandon Carter. Left that up there too. Should all come together, look something like this. So obviously you should have your bio here. You should have your profile picture. And then you should also be able to have your story highlights. I forgot to mention that. You need that as well. And then you also should have your grid figured out as well. Here's kind of what it should look like on Twitter. So again, fairly simple. All right, 90% of you do not have an acquisition problem. You have an outreach. You don't have an outreach problem. You have an offer problem, right? So most of y'all cannot correctly identify this. Your offer needs to be dialed in if you want people to buy it, right? I get DMs every single day from copywriters, email copywriters. Oh, should I write you an email? No. You might have come from my DMs. If someone sends me those DMs, that's the plan for this video, is just shoot them those DMs. Shoot them this video over the DMs. If they come to me, oh, I'll write emails for you, no one cares. Oh, I'll edit your videos, no one cares. Oh, I'll do your landing page for you. There's a whole video I did on offer. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. All right, so go watch this video right here on my channel, how to build 6-figure offers for your SMMA. It's applicable to video editors, applicable to freelancers. This video is going to for sure help you out a lot, so go check it out. That would be my biggest recommendation on offer. Cliff notes, you need to have a good offer. If you are a dork or any of these offers here, you are commoditized, meaning that no one cares because everyone can do it for cheaper, everyone can do it for better, and so you don't want to do DMs like this, right? There's always going to be someone better, there's always going to be someone cheaper, and so if you are not in the phase of being the best in the world, statistically the best in the world, you're never going to be able to sell anything in these niches. So no one cares unless you're making the money, right? You got to provide a direct monetary result. I preach this in almost every one of my videos because it's the biggest pain point that I see in the market. Most people don't have any sort of monetary result. They edit videos, but at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about videos. They don't care about videos. They care about money. So what money does the videos make? Stop selling commoditized services, right? That's the big thing. So next, we are going to build a DM flow. Good shit. Foster context. So this is my framework for it. I'm not going to go super in depth here because you have to build your own. I'm not going to give you the best script, because if I were to give you the best script, you would never learn why it's the best script, and also everybody would use the same script, then you get commoditized, and that's why most people's DMs are not getting read, right? That's going to be your first kind of secret, is if you're not doing this stuff, if you're not looking at it from a flow, if you're just copying this from somebody's course, if you're copying the flow from somebody's course, you're never going to make any money. So you need to have your own DM flow. You need to have your own structure, because if you just copy it from everybody else, everybody's going to be sending the exact same DMs. The amount of DMs I've gotten, I get this like video outreach where it's like, oh, if I could show you a way to get 10 to 20 booked appointments on your calendar in the next month, what would that do for you? No one cares, bro. No one cares. Why? Because you did not build a DM flow. You used a script. We don't use scripts. We use flows. So this is kind of what we're looking at. So this is basically a four-step framework. What I need you to understand right here is that the opener is the most important. So you need to have a good opener, right? If your opener is, hey, how you doing today? You're not going to make any money. Nobody cares about, hey, how you doing today? You need to have a good opener. There's a lot of different openers. You're going to have to split test them. The big thing with DMs is split test it. Try different openers. But it's like the hook to a video. If you don't capture their attention, they're never going to do anything with you in the future. Next up, after we build a little bit of familiarity, figure out who they are, identify the inefficiency, qualify them. Big thing, qualify. So I always financially qualify over the DMs. I do a lot of qualifications over the DMs. Make sure you qualify them. Make sure they're not like some broke dude from India that has no money. Make sure that you actually qualify them, right? Next up, we want to narrate our process. So our goal is find pain points, find their dream outcome, so where they see themselves, where they want to be, and then show how our process is the solution for that. So part of our qualification process is finding those pain points and finding that dream outcome, finding what's holding them back from going to their goals and what are their goals, right? Next up, we'll determine their availability. And the reason I do this is, yes, because I'm cheeky like that. Find, F-I-N-D, find. So you're going to find people. It's fire. English class, your favorite class, probably your least favorite class, my least favorite class. English class, essays are for English class. They are not for the DMs. If I keep seeing these DMs of people writing me an entire essay in the DMs, I'm not going to buy anything from you, bro. Like, I guarantee I will not read your DM. This one I actually got earlier today. Let me pull up the Twitter video. This is over the entire screen. The opener on this, long DM, the first sentence is, hold up, let me read. Hey man, what's up? I know you're still probably swamped in the DMs. I'll be direct. And then continues to write an entire essay. No one cares. No one cares, bro. Speaking of English class, some of y'all need to go back to English class because your English is ass. It sucks. So if English isn't your strong suit, you need to learn it. If I get DMs like this, I'm obviously not going to respond to them either. Stop wasting time and money. Message me and get a free trial video for your business. No one cares. Hello, man. I think you need a good editor who make good edit for your video attraction so I can edit video with No one cares. Skip. No one cares. Right? So you got to learn English. If your English sucks, no one's going to buy from you. Commoditization. Most people's outreach, the reason it doesn't work is because it looks the exact same as everyone else. We just talked about scripts a minute ago, how scripts are scams, and how we should be using a framework instead if we want to get rich. Commoditization is the same way. This is a screenshot of one of my old clients. Obviously, I had to blur a few things out because I had to. But yeah, he has 552K. He gets about 30 to 50 people every single day pitching him on stuff. Majority of big creators also get 30, 50 people a day pitching him on stuff. So what makes you different, right? If you can't actually get someone a result, what makes you different, right? Majority of big creators do not check their DMs. I am in this person's account. Well, my business partner is in this person's account. Well, really, the setter is in their account. And so this person is not actually in their account, right? Most big creators have an appointment setter, and we'll talk about that in a minute at the end, but we'll talk about appointment setters, but most big creators don't actually have a setter, right? So everybody sells the same thing to the same people through the same channel, and that's why they don't get any results. Nobody cares because they already have an email copywriter. They already have a video editor. They already have certain things that you are selling, and so if you can't show what solution you have that's different than everybody else's, nobody's going to buy it. You can't fit in. Everybody's like, hey, how do I fit in? How do I have the perfect script? If you have the perfect script, you're probably not doing it right because it's not going to be perfect because you're not going to get anybody because everybody else is going to use that exact same script. So stop looking for the perfect script. Start looking for a framework. Use your saved replies. That's another little hack for the people that have actually watched it in 10 minutes. If you use saved replies, it's going to be huge for you in Instagram. Also, this is another very large statement. Write this thing down. And if you haven't been writing it down, restart this video. Watch the first 10 minutes again because there is a lot of stuff here that I'm going to tell you that you should be writing down. Your outreach. Easy to respond to, hard to ignore, and they need to have a reason to respond. Why do they respond, right? What are they getting out of the response? So you need to give them an easy edge to respond. So, for example, how long have you been doing editing, right? That's something that's easy to respond to. How's it going? I guess that's easy to respond to. What's up, bro? That's not easy to respond to. Like, what do you say? You just say, what's good? Most people don't care. They don't care. They don't have a reason to respond. So that's the main point. Stop the cap. People can detect BS nowadays. Everyone knows you haven't been following me for months. If you just followed me, I can tell that you haven't been following me. I get all these BS DMs, and it shows how much a fraud you are. Right? I get these people that say, hey, Zach, I'm a subscriber on your YouTube. Okay, cool. They're a subscriber. They're probably not. Maybe they are. I don't know. But then you see down here, they have their AI written things, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well. And no one cares, bro. Like, genuinely no one cares. What's up, Zach? Found you on the Explore page. I thought you were absolutely crushing scaling businesses. You do anything with email right now? So 2 things here. First, I don't give a fuck about email. Second, what's up, Zach? Found you on my Explore page, bro. No one cares. That's cap. Love what you do. So inspirational. No one cares, right? You don't have to just sit here the entire time and lie to me, right? So stop using AI and automation. This next part. You really think that you're going to get clients and you're going to outcompete your competitors with AI. I know this should be competitors, not customers. You understand what I mean. You're not going to get them with AI, bro. Maybe if you're watching this 5 years from now, maybe AI will be better. Maybe it will be more sophisticated and actually work. Right now, it doesn't really work very well. But yeah, we might also be dead from World War III. We'll see. YouTube, don't take me down. It's not a threat. Moral of the story. Stop using ChatGPT to write your outreach. It sucks. Yeah, there's no reason. Stop trying to automate everything. Everybody's trying to find the quickest way. The quickest way is to just do the work, do the hard work, do the hard stuff, and pause. The way to get there is to do the hard work and get the result. Do the stuff that you know that you should be doing and get the result, right? Here is a function machine. We learned about these in, I don't know, maybe 2nd, 3rd grade, something like that. This X is an input, right? This is f of x, or y, basically y. I don't know why they put f of x. Nobody really cares. Function machine. Whatever you put in here is the multiplier, right? This is the multiplier. This is what we call this, is the multiplier. Business and life is the exact same way. It's all inputs and outputs, right? So here we have our outputs, here we have our inputs, and we put things into the machine, and this is the multiplier. The multiplier is the vehicle, right? If your vehicle is bad, if this is email copywriting, no one cares, right? It's not a good multiplier. So this is your inputs. This is the amount of messages you send. This is the actual, the function machine itself is the actual vehicle you're in. And this is the output, right? So you're not going to get anything out if your vehicle is bad, right? You got to make sure your vehicle is good. You also got to make sure that you have a good driver. Every vehicle needs a driver to go. You need gas on that too. If you want to watch the full video I did on that, go watch the one called like Google Maps method, something like that. Next up, understand your prospects. So if we're talking to over here to the main man, Top G. If we're talking to Top G, we're obviously going to talk different than if we're talking to this hot mom over here, right? So don't be too serious, right? Whenever you get too serious, you don't understand your prospects. You need to tone it down. You need to show that you're a human. Another quick tip, use iPhone. Like if you're texting people, don't use an SMS, bro. You look like a dork. Like I don't work with people on Android. Don't be too serious. You know, keep it simple. Show that you're a human. And people like authenticity. Follow-ups. So, follow-ups. Here's the big caveat here. I don't do follow-ups. I don't believe in follow-ups for what I do just because I work with large creators. I have 5 million people in my portfolio, 5 million followers in my portfolio, over 3 people right now. And that's current portfolio. That doesn't include people that I've worked with in the past. And yeah, that is all large creators, meaning that we do inbound, not outbound. We don't believe in outbound for large creators. I believe in inbound. Maybe if they're smaller, then maybe, but right now we're working on inbound. Most of our people get fairly good inbound. If you're looking for a large creator to work with, the biggest thing that you want to look for is story views, right? Story views, story swipe ups, CTAs, that kind of stuff. Easiest way to get, inbounds. If you're doing this for yourself, you're probably not going to have very many inbounds. You should work on that. You should build a personal brand. Personal brand is like actually the cheat code nowadays. So here's follow-up scripts we use. Obviously frameworks, scripts, framework. Ask another question that's similar. So is scaling still a priority for you? That one's kind of dull. It's not great. But something like humor. So, if somebody leaves you on scene, this is what I'd say. So I just saw the message, figured you've been either typing for the last 5 days or you aren't interested. Something like that. I would typically ask them like that. And if people are not interested, just disqualify them now. Like we have people who get on the calls with our, one of our large creators, for example. He sells a mentorship. People get on the calls. They know that it costs 10K. They're willing and able to invest 10K. And we get, today I think we booked like 12, 13 calls, something like that. So yeah, very solid. Also, just like a let me know type of thing. Let me know when you get a chance to see my message, my last message come through. But yeah, don't spam follow-ups because people who spam follow-ups, I don't respond to them. If you spam me with follow-ups, I'm not going to respond. Do something creative. You can also use a meme. It works on normies. Memes work very well on normies. All right, quality versus quantity. So this is a big argument. A lot of people have this argument. Twitter limits to 500 outreach a day. Instagram limits to 100 outreach a day. So in theory, we could do up to 600 messages. Quantity is super important. Don't focus on quality until we're making minimum 100 outbound a day, whether that's on Twitter or on Instagram. Minimum 100. Again, inbounds over outbounds. So if you're getting hundreds of inbounds, obviously you're not going to send outbounds. But yeah, as your quality, this is kind of the graph of how this works. We have diminishing marginal returns here. So as the quantity goes up, the quality goes basically exponentially down. And that's kind of how quantity versus quality works. You got to balance it out. I can't tell you the perfect quantity, perfect quality. But yeah, make sure you are sending at least 100 to 300 a day minimum. That's, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of your time, maybe total, right? If you're sending on Instagram, for instance, don't send more than like 20 outbound in an hour. So send like 20, that'll take 5 minutes. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Split it up over 5 periods. I might have just said 6. I don't know. But yeah. Setters. So this is probably the biggest hack here is having an appointment setter do this for you. If you're busy, hire an appointment setter. Like this is some basic setter tips. Setters simply work on commission. They work about 5% commission. They should be booking hella calls. You should offer incentives as well. So when our setters book over a certain number of calls, they get incentives, so they make more percentage, they make more money off of what they do. They also are paid on commission, so whenever they book in that they close, they are pay per close. They're not pay per call. If anybody tries to sell you pay per call, scam, don't do it. If you want me to make a video on setter KPIs, just hit me up. I'll do that. And I did a workflow video on setters, so kind of a setter KPI video, but if you want me to go more in depth, just hit me up. Let me know what you need. But yeah, set high standards, make them believe. These are just the basics. You can read through this if you want. I'm not going to go super in depth, but big thing to understand with setting is appointment setting is kind of like a slave job, low key. So not the highest leverage task as a business owner. If you're making more than $5K a month or so, probably shouldn't be doing your own setting. And if you really want to scale, hire a setter. But yeah, that's the basics of why no one cares about you and no one opens your outbound, no one opens your messages. That's the basics. But yeah. Hopefully this is valuable. Let me know if you need anything. Let me know what I should make my next video on. I'll see you later. Peace.